Alrighty guys, what the fuck is going on? So it is April 20th, about 6 a.m. right now. I am taking the dog for a walk. He's pissing right now. But in today's video, I'm gonna be taking you guys through a full arm day workout because I gotta grow my tiny ass arms. And then I'm gonna be, I didn't drink my coffee yet. I'm also going to be talking about self-awareness, what it is, how to develop it, and why it's important to have in your life. Because self-awareness today, and critical thinking skills. Because critical thinking and self-awareness are two extremely important things that are very much so lacking in today's society. So before I get into the nitty-gritty of things, a quick little rundown. Self-awareness basically is letting your ego go, not letting emotions control your life so that you can view life and yourself objectively. Because most people today, men and women, are incapable of doing this. They view everything through an emotional lens, through their ego, and it gets in the way that you can't be successful if you're constantly viewing things with a distorted lens, because you're not seeing the reality of situations. You're not seeing your flaws and your weaknesses because you're hiding behind your ego. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. And then we are also gonna be talking about critical thinking, which is extremely fucking important. And also a lot of people are lacking because we live in a society today where most people are like fucking robots. They don't know how to think on their own. They just kind of do what they're told, when to do it, and how to do it. And critical thinking is essentially saying, okay, stop, pause, let's look at this thing from all angles, the other person's perspective, my perspective, an outside perspective, and try to look at it logically and reasonably without motion and trying to find flaws in it. Because you don't truly believe something if you're too afraid to look for problems with it, if you're too afraid to question it. Because if you truly believe what you're saying, then you're gonna be okay with people questioning it because you're gonna be able to back it up with facts and you're gonna gain more faith in what you're saying. So we're gonna talk about that today, but I'm gonna take this little man for the rest of his walk and then head upstairs, cardio, all that bullshit, but I will see you guys in a bit. You know, I was just laughing while I was walking the dog, thinking about if you would have told me 3 years ago that I'd be waking up at 5:30 a.m. every morning with ease, walking my dog, driving an Audi R8, having the physique that I have, making the money I'm making, you know, following a meal plan to a T every single fucking day without it being absolute torture, I would have never fucking believed you. Because 3 years ago, I really thought that, you know, life was pointless and I thought that I was worthless. And, you know, I struggled to get up before noon. I was undisciplined. I was lazy. I was living with my dad. And I just never thought that I would have been here. You know, it's really just a testament to it is possible if you just fucking quit being a bitch and you put in the work. Because I have a thing in my notes still to this day in 2021 that I wrote. And it said something along the lines of, a lot of people are afraid of dying, but the thing I'm afraid of is living, because every day comes with stress, anxiety, depression. What really is there to live for? And then in that same note, I wrote at the end, but maybe it's not life that sucks. Maybe it's just the way that I am living that sucks. And it's an indication I need to change my actions to change my life. And right after that is whenever I got a bodybuilding coach and I started changing my life and taking fucking radical action and taking, you know, extreme accountability of my life and my actions and making changes. And here we are now, man. Here we fucking are now. And if you're somebody that's, you know, struggling with life and you don't think you're capable of achieving your goals and your dreams, I'm telling you right now, I was there before. I was there. And if you put in the work and you stay consistent and you build your mental toughness and your discipline over time, you will get there too. It's just you gotta take action, you gotta fucking start. You only live once, and the longer you take to start and then start to realize that you are capable of doing it, the more regret you're gonna have for wasting time and not starting earlier. But you just gotta fucking start and get after it. I'm just getting ready to eat breakfast right now, and I couldn't help but think that breakfast has to be the best meal of the day, because you wake up hungry, right? And everything tastes better fucking hungry, but I wake up starving. I do fasted cardio and I don't eat for like another 2 hours. So whenever I get that food, it tastes so damn good. Like that's one of the, so weird to say, but that's one of the best parts about dieting, right? Whenever you're eating the same foods week after week after week, whenever you get that cheat meal, the flavor is so fucking enhanced that it makes it all worth it. Because your taste buds are just so used to the same bland bullshit day after day. And then you get something sweet or something with a little bit of different flavor, and fuck does it taste so good. It makes it all fucking worth it. And that's really like with anything in life, right? Oh shit. And that's really like with anything in life, right? If you're constantly getting dopamine, if you're constantly getting everything you want, it's gonna lose value. If you're constantly feeding yourself dopamine nonstop every day, things are going to just feel bland in life. That's why there's like those rich kids and shit that hate their lives and fuck them up with like drugs and alcohol and shit nonstop and off themselves. Essentially, like, without sadness, you can't have happiness. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys what I kind of do before I head to the gym. We got about an hour before we leave. I like to get everything ready. Now, my brain naturally was just kind of like, you can do it later, just wait till it's a little bit closer. Because our brain naturally wants to be lazy. It doesn't want to do stuff, but I know, and you're constantly fighting against that side of your brain, even if it's something small like this. And I know just preparing my food and everything now is just gonna make life easier. And it's less shit that I have to rush around doing when it's time to leave. And don't mind the mess on the table and everything. Look, I try to be an organized human being. I try to, but it's one thing that's just not in my nature. Like, to me, this is all shit that I use. So why would I go and put it into like cabinets and shit? Whenever I'm gonna be picking it up and putting it down constantly, that just doesn't make sense to me. I'm definitely a more practical person. I like to live in my own chaos that kind of has its own order to it, I guess. So first we got 300 grams of white rice. Then we're doing 7 ounces of chicken. All right, so we got the 300 grams of white rice, and I don't actually use white rice. I use this sushi rice. It's fucking, tastes way better. I don't know why, but it just tastes better. With 7 ounces of chicken, packed, boom. And then we have 1 scoop of HD Muscles pineapple intracarbs. It's just cluster dextrin. And then we have HD Muscles Black Pre, and we're gonna do 2 scoops today because arm day. And then we're taking the Watermelon HD EAAs with us to the gym because I am 2 of these things deep right now, and I will drink my 3rd one during and post lift. 80 ounces of water in right now, and I try to drink 4, maybe a little bit more of those a day, just because my digestion goes to shit if I don't get enough water in. A lot of people, their digestion's all fucked up, and one of the easiest, simplest fixes you can do is drink more fucking water. I can't tell you how many clients I've had that they're all backed up and stuff, can't shit. I'm like, how much water are you drinking? They're like, a gallon. Are you tracking it? No, I'm not. Okay, you need to start tracking it. Oh, is this on? Okay, yeah. You need to start tracking it. They start tracking it. They weren't even drinking a gallon. So then they start, and then their digestion is fixed. Easy peasy lemon. Fucking squeezy, baby. Last but not least, and I'm gonna take this Tadalafil. Tadalafil, shake, 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 shake it up. Yes, I use boner medication to get a sick ass pump in the gym. I always laugh whenever people get mad at Tadalafil videos and stuff like, oh, you're promoting this to kids. Dude, whenever I was in like 6th, 7th grade, we were drinking, smoking, all this other shit. It's not the worst thing in the world. The kid's taking boner meds to get a pump in the gym, okay? Let's be honest here. The worst thing that's gonna happen is he's gonna get a hard on for 4 hours. Who really cares at the end of the day? It's not that big of a deal. All right, guys, so we're actually going on a little side quest right now. There is a local car meet going on with Lambos, Ferraris, and shit like that. So we're heading over to that. We're taking the R8. I can't see if it's even in the, yep. We're taking the R8 to it because a bunch of my friends are going. So little side quest. And I'm a man of routine as well. So getting out of my routine is a little bit weird. I usually don't have that happen. But every now and then, whenever something fun like this comes up and doesn't fuck with your routine, you gotta just send it and go for it, man. Enjoy life a little bit. And we're gonna get back in time for whenever I normally eat my next meal and everything. So it just works out well, but let's fucking go. All right, so we made it, and this place is absolutely insane. There's McLarens, fucking Lambos, all kinds of crazy Porsches and stuff. My R8 isn't really much compared to a lot of these cars, but it is still crazy seeing people go up to my car and take pictures of it and like staring at it and shit. It's just crazy. Never thought I would have been here like 3 fucking years ago, you know. But it's fucking nuts. Just goes to show whenever you put in the fucking work and you grind and work your ass off, quit making excuses, how far you can come. Yeah, there's just... All right, so first movement we're doing are these unilateral crossbody extensions. This is one of my favorite tricep exercises. I already did a warm-up set, but I bought this rope from Gym Reapers online. It's pretty awesome. It has these little loops. It's really nice for the straight arm lat pull downs. But right now we're just gonna do some feeder sets, see how the triceps are feeling, kind of warm them up. Now whenever I'm doing these, I like to keep my elbow as close as I can in my body, because the further out you go with it, like this, it starts to fuck with your shoulder a little bit. So I keep it tight, but the gym is fucking packed today. I'm not gonna lie, I hate a fucking packed gym. All right, so feeder set 1 done. All right, so about to do my first working set. Last week we did 65 for 10, and the last like 1 to 2 were a struggle. So we're gonna leave it at 65 this week. Rep range is anywhere from 12 to 15, so I was actually below it a little bit. So we're gonna leave it at 65 this week and try to get around 12 to 15. Hopefully it feels a little bit easier, but let's fucking go. All right, so good working set, felt good. That last one I assisted a little bit. That's one nice thing about doing unilateral exercises. You don't need someone else to assist you or help you with those extra sets. You just use your other fucking hand. So we're gonna do one more working set on here, and that's going to be rest, pause, set. So set to failure, pause, set to failure, pause, set to fucking failure. And then we're gonna move on to the next exercise. Next, we're doing a JM press on the Smith machine. So the first set that I normally do on here has no weight on it or anything, just because whenever you're doing this, you have to have your elbows lined up right and have the seat settings, not seat settings, but how far back you're lying or how far forward to really hit your triceps properly. So next we're gonna do just a couple feeder sets, working up to our working set weight. And then we are doing 2 working sets. So the first working set's gonna be 10 to 12 reps to failure. Then we're gonna reduce the load by 10 to 20%, and then do another set to all out failure. Something you wanna remember on arm day is that you can go heavy. A lot of people get stuck chasing the pump on arm day and they don't go to failure. They just are chasing a pump the whole time, and then they're like, oh, I got a really good workout on. But it's just like every other muscle group. Just because it's smaller doesn't mean you shouldn't be going up in weight and progressively overloading. You should be going to fucking failure on arm day, just like every other muscle group. So this set's just gonna be like a feeder slash feeling out the movement. And whenever I'm doing this, I kind of imagine like a car jack. My elbows are just pumping up the weight. Yeah, but I hate a fucking packed gym, man. I get so sidetracked and shit with all these people walking around and shit. And I don't know, my brain just cannot concentrate for the fucking life of me whenever all these people are running around and shit. But I'm gonna try to lock in, try to focus. It doesn't help I'm trying to record as well, so my mind's just all over the place. But we're gonna get it fucking done. All right, guys, so we're about to do the first working set. So last week I did 180 for 8, and the rep range is 10 to 12, so I was actually under it a little bit. So the goal here is to get at least 10 with 180 on here. We'll see. My triceps were stronger on that initial movement, but we'll see if that carries on over into this lift. But I'm gonna lock in, put the headphones on, get in the zone, really try to focus here. A lot of people underestimate how important it is to be mentally present in your lift. I've had times where, you know, my mind was wandering before a working set. I believe it was on shoulder press. Yeah, I'll try to put a video in here of it. And I was gonna do shoulder press with like 100, 110 pounds or something, and I couldn't even get it up for 1. I tried like 2 or 3 times in a row. And then I took 5 minutes, took a little breather, locked in, zoned in, and I ended up getting it for 8 or like 9 or something like that. But if I can find the video, I'll put it in here. But it's because my mind wasn't there. You need to be focused in the lift. Let's go, come on. Got 10, just like we said. Let's fucking go. Whew. Good fucking set. Good set. Gets me hyped. Let's go. Whew. Are we in action, Tom? All right, perfect. All right, so next exercise is this overhead tricep extension machine. I don't really like this machine in particular. It's kind of weird, kind of fucks with my shoulders a little bit, so I go a little bit lighter than I probably could, just so I don't mess anything up. But yeah, we're gonna do 3 sets. The first one, I'm going for about 12 to 15 reps to failure, and then I'm gonna maintain that same load, and do 2 more sets to failure. And one thing I did wanna mention while it's on my mind real quick is it doesn't matter how perfect the exercises you're choosing or how optimal they are. It doesn't matter how hard you're training, any of that shit, if you're not eating enough food to grow. There's no magic arm exercise, no magic leg exercise, no magic back exercise that's gonna make your body grow if you're not eating enough food. So if you're obsessing over doing everything perfect in your lifts, but you're not eating enough food, none of it fucking matters.
quit avoiding the hard things that you know you need to be doing to grow and looking for all these other outside excuses to perfect. Eat enough food and lift fucking hard. That's all you need to grow first. Then after, 3-4 years, you need to start to perfect things a bit. But a lot of you just don't eat enough to fucking grow to begin with. But you're looking for the magic exercise that's gonna make you grow. Eat more fucking food. Did about 3 more than last week, so that's a win right there. So far my triceps are stronger on every exercise. It's a good sign, it means we're growing, getting stronger. So we're gonna knock out these other 2 and move on to the next exercise. All right, so this is currently what we're working with for the pump, and pretty satisfied. Shoulders look big and triceps are popping out. Still got a lot of veins and stuff. Still got veins in the triceps and stuff, if you guys can see that. So, not looking too bad, not too shabby. Abs are still good. I mean, growing phase is looking good. Lifts are all up, still veiny, still striated. It's a good growing phase, baby. Let's go. All right, so next we're supposed to be doing 3 sets of dips, but honestly, fuck dips. They fuck my shoulders up, and I just don't like them. So I use this easy bar and do easy bar push downs, just with the full stack, 150, and just get as many as I can to failure for all 3 sets. I already did 1 working set and got 20, which was the same as last week, but we did go up in weight and reps on every other exercise, so I'm not too mad that, we got the exact same as last week. It's better than being less. Yeah, I said that right. Less strong or whatever. But we're about to do the next working set, second one, and then we got 1 more. Oh wait, I gotta put my hat backwards because whenever I have my hat forward on this exercise, it hits off the fucking rope the entire time, and it's very fucking annoying. So I have to put my head to the side, and then the rope is banging into my headphones, and it's just a giant pain in the ass. So backwards hat. 2. Fucking hell. Yeah, that felt good. Now you notice, whenever I'm doing these, a lot of people are like, they go like this, and their whole elbow is moving. Whenever you're doing a tricep exercise, you don't want your elbow moving very much. It's a hinge, okay? Keep that in mind. Look at this fucking jagged one right here. Zee boop boop. Hello, Chuck. Yep. Hello. I need my movie voice. All right, so last tricep exercise is gonna be tricep push downs, and we're doing 20 to 25 reps. So it's just like a burnout, lighter weight, and just fucking, just grinding them out. So we're doing 75. See how many we can get. And then it's on to the real fun biceps, because my arms feel fucking weird whenever I only have a tricep pump, and then the bicep feels all deflated. But then the first bicep exercise or 2, then the biceps inflated too, and the arms are huge, but then the tricep pump goes away. And it's just this never-ending battle. Anyways, I'm just running my fucking mouth. So obviously those last 5 or 6 reps, they aren't anywhere near perfect or anything. It's just more so about getting them down and just fucking destroying your tricep for that last exercise. Sometimes it's not about doing the most optimal thing for hypertrophy. Sometimes it's about stimulating the mental side of things and bringing that intensity out so you can carry it over into the other exercises. But why the fuck are you smiling at me, huh? What the hell are you smiling about? Somebody looking at me?
Smiling at nothing.
Ah, yeah, get the hell out of here. Count me down, we playing. Be good, action. All right, so first bicep exercises, we're doing just alternating dumbbell curls, basic ass fucking bitch. I tried talking too fast. Basic ass exercise. You don't need to be doing all this crazy bullshit. Stick to the basics. Go hard, train hard. You don't need special exercises. People just feed you that bullshit to try to seem like they're special or they know something that you don't know. Anyways, I typically use 35s, but one of them was taken, so it's not a big deal. Sometimes that's the exact catalyst you need to go up and weight and push yourself further than you thought you could go. So we're using 40s, and aim from like 12 to 15. I'm trying to talk too fast. I keep stumbling over my words and shit. So I might sound like a fucking retard on this video. I'm not too sure. Basically, the gist is we're using 40 pounds. I usually use 35s, 2 sets. First set, 12 to 15. Second set, rest pause set with the same weight. All right, are we ready? Okay, now.
Turn, come on. Turn. Oh. Oh. Oh.
What I tell you, sometimes you just need your weight to be taken to move up. Never thought I would go 12 to fucking 40s, but here we are. I feel like I got a huge fucking pump. Show them the mirror, show them this. I look wide right now, don't I? I mean, what is this? I actually feel like my arms are big for once. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna look at the video. Like, wow, I'm a tiny fuck, but I mean, I don't know, maybe my ego is getting me right now, but I feel big. I feel pretty fucking good right now. Yeah, let's keep this fucking thing going. Hype myself up, really talk about it. All right, so next exercise, we're doing seated alternated dumbbell curls. First set, we're going for about 12 to 15 reps, whipping out the 40s again, did 35s last week. And then the second set, we're dropping the weight about 10% and then going to failure. So pretty basic shit. I do the same shit every week and there's nothing crazy about it. It's what works. I mean, you don't need to be doing crazy bullshit. So, it worked. I got my headphone on. All right. So we got 9. I'll take it though. We went up in weight 5 pounds, so that's a win in my books. And you'll notice on these, I'm controlling the weight the entire way through the movement. You'll see a lot of people, they use a bunch of momentum to get it up, which is fine towards the end of the set. You know, trying to squeeze out an extra rep, 2 reps, 3 reps. But for the bulk portion, the meat of your set, you want to be controlling it the whole way up, and then not just letting gravity take the weight down on the way down either. I'm gonna be controlling it the entire way through. So I'm gonna drop the weight, do this next set, then next exercise.
All right, so next exercise we have is pulley cable curls. I'm using the easy bar attachment. The first set's about 12 to 15 reps, and then we're maintaining the load and doing a rest pause set. This is the part of the workout where we're getting towards the end. I'm getting fucking hungry, but this is whenever the mental side takes over. You need to lock the fuck back in, quit trying to rush through shit, take your rest times, that way you can get the most out of your fucking working sets, and just fucking get back in the zone. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do here. Let's fucking go. Fuck. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. My brain's just, it's dead.
I look pretty for the camera. All right.
So, second to last exercise is alternating hammer curls. Last week I did 50s for 10, so we're gonna aim for about 12 reps. And then for the second set of hammer curls, we drop the weight by 10-15% and then go to failure. But I'm at that point during the lift right now where mentally I'm just fatigued. I feel like a fucking vegetable or a zombie, and I just want to stare at the floor and like fucking drool, just like a fucking idiot. My brain's just fucking dead. So I'm just gonna knock this last shit out, explain it real quick, get the fuck out of here. But that's how you know you had a good fucking lift right there, baby. That's how you know you had a good fucking lift. You feel dead. You fucking drained your soul. You drained your fucking soul. 1. Yay! Bad. I didn't care if I had to use my whole fucking body to get that 1 extra rep in. I was getting 1 extra rep than last week. But yeah, needless to say, I can't wait to fucking eat. So we're gonna do these, then we're gonna do easy bar curls, and then we're done. So finally okay. So finally on the last exercise, this chicken and rice after this is gonna taste so fucking good. I can't even explain to you guys how excited I am to eat. But easy bar curls, 20 to 25 reps, 2 sets. I'm probably going a little bit too heavy and overestimating what I can actually do, but as long as we get a failure, that's the main fucking, you know, I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm tired and I'm just fucking knocking shit out. One more set after this. I'm actually surprised how many reps I got. But those are the moments that are gonna define whether you're pushing yourself and gonna grow or not. Whenever you're mentally fatigued, not all there, are you still giving your fucking all to your lift? Or are you just half-assing it, letting your bitch-ass mind take over and not lifting hard? Because you're probably gonna have more times where you don't feel like you're in a failure than you're gonna have where you feel super ultra motivated, you're pushing yourself to your absolute fucking limits. So you gotta learn to take control of that bitch side of your fucking head and always lift fucking hard, always lift the fucking failure. All right guys, so it's about 10 p.m. right now. I'm getting my last meal ready for the night. And while I do that, I wanna talk about self-awareness and critical thinking skills with you guys because they are essential things that you need to develop if you wanna be the best man possible. So first off, self-awareness. Before we get into it, you need to understand that you have something called your subconscious. You've probably heard of it, but you probably don't really understand what the fuck it is or how it works. So your subconscious mind is basically the engine that drives your thoughts and actions, right? It's just like a car engine. A lot of people don't really understand how it works or anything. They just know that it makes the car go. And whenever a check engine light comes on, they take it to a mechanic who knows how to read that code on their dashboard and then fix the issue. Now, this would be exactly what a therapist would be. Whenever you're dealing with emotions that you don't know how to handle or don't understand, you go to a therapist who can dismantle your subconscious thoughts and figure out why you're having those emotions, why you're having those thoughts or doing those actions. But if we learn to understand our subconscious and who we are to a deeper level, we can learn to read those codes ourselves and even possibly fix those emotions, or not even fix the emotions, but understand them better so that we can work on them or understand why we might be able to use them in a positive way. Like regret, for example. Regret is oftentimes looked at as a negative thing, but in all honesty, you can use regret to fuel your future progress. If you have a past regret of wasting time, you can use that regret to make sure you're as productive as possible in the future and making the most out of your time. So having self-awareness is essentially understanding your subconscious, what makes you you to the deepest levels, your weaknesses, your strengths, your insecurities, all of these things so that you're aware of them. For example, if I'm in a relationship with a girl and I've gotten cheated on in the past and I'm being passive aggressive towards her about something, if I'm not self-aware, I might just take it out on her and continue to be, passive aggressive, and she's not going to understand why. I don't understand why. But if I am self-aware and I understand, okay, I got cheated on in the past, I'm a bit insecure because of that, so I'm going to end up being a bit controlling because of that. You can be self-aware, communicate that to her, and you can both work through it. Another thing could be maybe you're insecure about the fact that you aren't eating enough food and that's why you're not growing muscles. And you see a TikTok about a guy that's on gear, like me, for example, telling you need to eat more food, that's why you're not growing. And you feel the urge to go and comment on that TikTok and say, you're only big because you're on gear.
Well, guess what? If you're not self-aware, you're not going to think before you post that comment and come to the realization that, okay, this is because I'm insecure because I haven't had the discipline to eat enough food. So do you see how self-awareness can be extremely important? It allows you to get to know yourself better and learn your insecurities and weaknesses so that you can stop hiding from those things and instead work on them and grow as a man and become better, because you can't become better if you're hiding from your fucking weaknesses, if you're hiding from your insecurities, because since you're hiding from them, in your head, they aren't even there, so there's nothing to work on. Because you have this thing also called your ego, and your subconscious brain wants to protect your ego. It doesn't want to admit to the insecurities. It doesn't want to admit that you're at fault for things. So you need to develop extreme accountability. Look for a way to blame yourself in every situation so that then you can find something to fix and work on. For example, this is a very extreme example, but I like to use it because it takes it to the next level. Let's say you got cheated on. Find a way to blame yourself. Yeah, I just said it. Find a way to blame yourself. Maybe you were unemployed. Maybe you stopped putting the work into the relationship. Maybe you started being a shitty boyfriend, whatever it may be, and that caused the girl to cheat on you. Does that make cheating right? Does that make her actions right? No. But were they maybe justified? Maybe. You weren't the man she fell in love with anymore. So you need to work on that in the future. That's an extreme example, but it's a good one. But once you start to develop this self-awareness, you're going to start to see yourself grow as long as you take action on the self-awareness. So you're going to start to see your insecurities. You're going to start to get to know yourself better, and you're going to find the things that you can work on. It's basically, I also like to think of it in this way, it's the perfect balance of humility and confidence. So humility, knowing when you're wrong about things, remembering that you're always a student and you can always learn and get better and grow. And also having the confidence, though, to know whenever you are right about things and not be everybody's little bitch and be a nice guy, right? And just a yes man to people. Because you need to have that balance of both. Because if you have too much humility, people are going to walk on you. They're going to use you because you're weak. But if you also have too much confidence, you're going to have a huge ego. You're not going to learn anything. You're not going to learn lessons from other people, and you're not going to get better. So you need that perfect balance between the two. And you can start to develop your self-awareness by journaling, self-reflection. I used to do these little almost like therapy sessions with myself every night, or every time something would happen where an emotion would get sparked. I would sit there and I'd have a therapy session with myself and be like, okay, I'm feeling this emotion because of this. Are there any past events or anything that happened in my life that might be, causing this emotion to come up in this situation? Or is it a rational emotion? Does this actually make sense? Now, the next thing that you need to learn to develop is critical thinking skills, right? A lot of people today, they only know what other people tell them that they know. They only do what other people tell them to do. And they don't know how to think on their own. You need to learn to question everything because there are a lot of manipulators and liars out there. Most people are for their own gain. Now, they aren't sitting there rubbing their hands together like, oh, I'm manipulating this person. It's a subconscious thing. They don't even realize they're doing it most of the time. Because a lot of people naturally have the inclination to want to take advantage of people that are weak and easy to manipulate and easy to use for their own advantage. And social media is a great example of this. Social media, a lot of people feed people fake bullshit information in order to gain a following, which they get an ego gain from and possibly financial incentive as well. And a lot of people just follow what these other people said because a lot of these people they speak on your subconscious insecurities and weaknesses and give you a valid excuse and try to relate to you through their videos. That way you follow them and they're like, oh, this guy is on my side, but you don't have any critical thinking skills to think things through. Or you'll see a lot of like fat loss people doing this as well. They'll try telling people, you don't need a caloric deficit to lose weight or some shit, because there's all these fat people that are like, man, I've been eating a deficit. I haven't lost any weight, which isn't true. They weren't in a deficit, but they want that excuse validated. And so they follow these people and they're like, oh, you're on my team. They don't have the critical thinking skills to realize that they're being manipulated, and the self-awareness to realize they're insecure about the fact that they were overeating. But whenever you are using critical thinking skills, basically the steps you want to go through is you want to try to understand the other person's perspective first. You want to actually step in their shoes and ask yourself, why do they believe what they believe? What's making them think that? Could it possibly be past trauma? Is there any facts or evidence or logic based in their reasoning? Or is it all emotion? And then you want to try to dismantle your own argument from their side. And this is going to allow you to see from an objective point of view if your argument is valid or if it's emotion based. And then whenever you're also faced with a fact or something like that, you want to look at it and you want to try to see, are there any any other possible angles that you could come at that thing from. A great example of that would be that women get paid 70 cents on the dollar that every man gets paid, right? Which is, we all should know is bullshit, right? Because people would just look at that and be like, look at like the base facts and be like, oh, they do. But they aren't taking into consideration, because they have no critical thinking skills, and people that put that statistic out there are, you know, appealing to their emotions, but they aren't looking at the fact that women work less because they take pregnancy leave. Women are less likely to ask for promotions. Women are less likely to seek out high-paying, dangerous jobs. You know, that men are more likely to put in more hours at work. You know, so they don't look at all those other facts. They just look at the base statistic that women make 70 cents on the dollar, but they don't look at all the reasons behind it because they have no critical thinking skills. Their emotions are getting validated and they want to believe it. Those are the basics behind self-awareness and critical thinking skills. If you guys want me to go more in depth on these, but if you guys really want, I can pull out the whiteboard and get more in depth on this topic, but those are the basics to it. But basically that was my full arm day. That's self-awareness, critical thinking, 2 skills you need to develop as a man. As you guys know, I'm going to be posting over the next 30 days, every single day here on YouTube. Comment below anything you want me to go over, any topics you want to discuss. I'm going to be talking about masculinity, dating, lifting, all these topics that are going to help better you as a man, because that's my goal here. I want to help you guys. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the bell, and make sure to like the video. It's going to help out a ton. And it just is a way to show me that I'm providing value to you guys and that the content is actually useful. And if you have any constructive criticism or anything like that, drop it in the comments below. But I appreciate you guys. I'll see you later.